Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, the 14th of October 2025. So gold and silver soar to new record highs as taco talk spark rebound in stocks. Taco talk is Trump always chickens out. That's what taco means. It will all be fine. No, it won't, because you wouldn't have gold and silver moving at the rate that they are, and they've just put in new all-time highs overnight as well. Other news, US stocks rebound following Trump's softer rhetoric on China, although that's changed overnight. Taco trade lifted equities while gold rose to fresh record highs and continues to make new record highs. Something big is coming down the line, that's for sure. Stocks rally on taco trade, but gold prints another all-time high. If gold's printing all-time highs and silver certainly following now, then the underlying foundations of the market structure, there is a problem, and also the economy, the debt to GDP ratios and all the rest of it. And if you have a look at Mike Maloney's latest video, which I'll link into the description on the channel, you'll see why. You will see why the divergence in all of these metrics is absolutely staggering, and how these markets remain at these lofty levels is pure mystery for me, because they shouldn't be at these levels. But of course, with AI and high frequency trading and all the rest of it, you can have markets levitating for some time. And in fact, one of the metrics shows a 2-year divergence, but I can't remember which chart it was. I don't know, it wasn't housing, it was something along that line. But yeah, it's well worth a watch to see, and then you'll see exactly what I mean. But there's something big coming, there's no doubts about it. It's primed, as they say, to happen. Economic news today, we've got, that's if it's released, of course, because the US government is still closed. So these are all of the economic news items. There's no point in going through them individually. The main thing here is that Powell is going to be speaking, and also Bailey is going to be speaking today. Right, let's have a look at the markets and kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow, overnight prices after taco, Trump chickening out, so the market has resumed a downward tone there, which you can see overnight. Prices down below the 5-bar moving average. It's got a hold at the 50 where it did yesterday, and also bounced back on Friday. In the 30-minute chart, you can see there what's happening all of a sudden. Just as I started to record, the market's sold off sharply. Bit of support coming in at the moment, unless it's just a shakeout before they move the market higher from the cash open with the European markets. But yesterday, more importantly, the market was down, and then we headed to the upside and then up on the overnight as well. But at the moment, heading down towards yesterday's low for the Dow Jones there. Let's have a look at the DAX. And in the German DAX, as you just saw, the market playing catch up there, spiking to the downside. It's very important that we hold onto Friday's low, never mind yesterday's low, which we can see has already been taken out. Sharp move all of a sudden. We're heading towards 7 a.m. It's 15 minutes to at the moment. But yesterday, market down, and then we rallied, obviously, with the peace deal in the Middle East as well. The question is, and I hate to be cynical, but I am cynical, and I would say that it's not going to last. I wouldn't trust Netanyahu, Trump, or any of these world leaders as far as I could throw them. That seems to be the consensus amongst most of the population now as well. Now they're waking up to what's really going on in the world with these people. So yeah, I remain on tenterhooks with what's happening in the Middle East. It's good at the moment that Netanyahu has downed his military tools at the moment, but I'm not hopeful. I hate to say it, but I'm not. And yeah, there's the daily chart that we looked at. Let's have a look at the S&P. So the S&P also down. What I was hoping for, to be honest with you, was we get a bit of a rally off this to begin with. So we get up to sort of 89% to see what the momentum was like. But Trump's comments on Friday there seem to have spooked the market to the downside. And even despite the fact that he's running chicken now, it depends on whether the market can turn around from this and get a bit of a rally and then fail in the sort of 78, 89 for some sort of correction there. 30-minute charts, you can see there yesterday the market was down and then we bounced up when the cash market opened, but overnight a lot of selling there. In fact, I'll have a look in a minute, see if we can find if there's any news for why the markets are doing what they're doing at the moment. But the FT100 also down below the 5-bar moving average there, and the 30-minute chart obviously below yesterday's low as well. And of course next month we've got to look forward to Rachel from accounts, just to make things even worse in the UK. And I've seen a lot of rumours, they are rumours at the moment, that pensions are going to come under fire. Well, it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest, to be honest with you. Nothing surprises me anymore, and the fact that I say that gold and silver are going up is not good. It really is not good. As much as I've wanted the metals to move during the last 10 years, and central banks have been buying massively since 2010, they know what's coming, and now we're starting to see it unfold, which is why we're seeing these sorts of numbers and moves in the metals arena, because the flight to safety is going to be key. Well, there doesn't seem to be any news. Just talking about Powell's speech, unless there's anything else that's just come out. Nothing else. That's 10 hours ago, so I can't see any news at the moment. 25 minutes, RBC expects Bank of Canada to cut rates. No, there's nothing. It's all delayed at the moment, but the markets are moving lower. I'm sure it'll come to light. Anyway, meanwhile, in the US dollar, this is sideways, but looking slightly frail and weakish there. Again, I'm surprised it's holding at these levels given what gold and silver are doing at the moment, but it's holding quite well there at 99.5. Out of all of the currencies in the world, it's obviously still seen as some sort of a safe haven, which is beyond me. Anybody with a brain cell on active duty would consider the precious metals as the safe haven and not the US dollar. But of course, it's a liquidity issue with holding the physical metals, but which is great. If you're a central bank, just keep buying it, because ultimately the devaluation of all currencies when they are fiat currencies go to zero, and it looks like we're in that sort of end game, as it were, with the dollar being worth about 3% of what it was worth, or has the purchasing power of what it was worth in 1971. Same for the pound as well. That's the gold-silver ratio. We'll come back to that in a moment. Let's have a look at the silver price first. Bit of a spoiler alert there, isn't there? But let's have a look at silver, and there you can see they've just slammed the price, actually. Wow. When I set this chart up, it was making new all-time highs, and now they've just absolutely hammered the price off those highs. The high was 53.50, and if we have a look at the 30 minutes, we've just whacked the price down, as you can see there. No surprise, to be honest with you. It was getting it ahead of itself, and now they're saying no. So they've already dropped it over $1. Don't be surprised if they try and bring it back to $50 per ounce there. What will be interesting is that yesterday they attempted this. If I just move over to here, and you'll see they slammed the price down, but it didn't stay down. And before we knew it, it was being brought back. So unless someone's trying to get out of a short position here, or someone is trying to buy cheaper, that's an interesting move. That is a very interesting move, because we've come back down to yesterday's close. So the Asian market has just seen a slam of the price. What we'll need to see here is to get back above that 53.50 by the end of today. But at the moment, that's is it going to be another shakeout like yesterday? Only time will tell as we go through the day. But that's interesting that they've just done that as I'm actually recording. Meanwhile, in gold, also done exactly the same there. Look, they've just come in and slammed it. What's going on? We've got the stock markets going down at the moment, and we've just had a massive slam in the gold price as well, down from 41.75 all the way down to 41. Wow, that's a big move to the downside. 70 plus nearly $70 to the downside there. It is $70. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe it's just a shakeout, or we're getting a bit of a pullback after the lofty heights and move that we've seen over the last few weeks. But that's an interesting one there. out of the blue, which is unusual. But there you go. Right, let's move on and have a look at the gold-silver ratio, which was heading down for silver, but now is obviously not, owing to the smackdown that's just occurring there. So yeah, the gold-silver ratio moving down. It's been moving quite nicely, and at the moment it's starting to move back to the upside. Like I say, markets don't go up in a straight line, and it's been a straight line for gold and silver during the last week. There has to be some sort of a pullback, and you can get some very sharp pullbacks in the metals. But I think it's more likely to be a shakeout and taking stops out, to be honest with you, on that sort of move that we just witnessed there. That's sort of indicative of a shakeout to allow the traders to offload some of the short positions they have, and also to buy back at a cheaper price as well. Right, let's have a look at yesterday's trades in the German DAX. So in the pre-market session, prices were sideways. It was a very quiet day yesterday. As you can see there, market sideways once more. And then we had a short that traded down to the 200 MA before it found support, and then continued down to the DP area there before we had a potential buy signal that failed as the market put in a sell. And then down we moved towards the DP once more. So very, very tight range yesterday. We've had more today in the range than we did in all of yesterday in the first half an hour, and that's not even 7 a.m. yet. So markets sideways, moving back to the upside there with a nice trade following the Dow and also old taco. And down in the afternoon, attempted short, but again you can see the buying coming in there with the green bar inside of the red, and then moving back to the upside on the peace agreement, and also US stocks moving higher. Where are we overnight? Let's just have a quick look. We've had a bit of a sell-off down there. You can see the buyings come in. You've got the drop-off now in volume, and they like to get back above the low, don't they, if they can? So that's what you're seeing there, trying to bring prices back. So there we go, quick roundup of where we are and what to expect. Like I say, I wouldn't be surprised to see a pullback in the metals. It would make sense to get rid of some of the froth, but there's a part of me that's looking at that and going, that's more like a shakeout, to buy lower and take out stops, of course. Anybody who's trading the futures will have just been taken out with that sort of spike to the downside, shake them out, and then move the market back to the upside. Right, that's it for this one. Have a great day, and as ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.